As the citizens of Venezuela work to gain access to basic resources amid days of ongoing power outages, the opposition could be facing a new legal challenge in its attempt to overthrow the current government. RT's Rachel Blevins joins us now from the newsroom with the latest.
The situation in Venezuela continues to worsen as millions of citizens across the country who are already struggling with access to basic resources have now endured days of ongoing power outages. The blackouts have resulted in a massive water crisis that has forced residents to form long lines in the streets as they wait for their turn to fill containers with water from street taps in the city. Work days have also been shortened for employees who commute, and ongoing outages have forced schools to close for the last week. President Nicolas Maduro presented a 30-day plan to ration electricity as a way to combat the current crisis and said schools will open within the coming days. But some frustrated citizens resorted to protests and riots in response, setting fire to several vehicles in Caracas on Sunday night. And despite ongoing support from the United States, opposition leader Juan Guaido could soon be facing a new legal challenge as Venezuela's Chief Justice calls for him to be stripped of all immunity from prosecution. The Supreme Court Justice requested that the pro-government National Constituent Assembly renounce the immunity given to Guaido as head of Venezuela's National Assembly so that he can be prosecuted for inciting violence against the government and receiving illicit funds.
It is ordered to send certified copies of the current decision to the President of the National Constituent Assembly with the purpose of removing the parliamentary immunity of said citizen Juan Gerardo Antonio Guaido Marquez.
Guaido held a rally following the announcement where he referred to the government as illegitimate and dismissed the presence of police even when they used tear gas on members of the crowd.
Those who are afraid are those who use weapons. Those who are afraid are those who use gas. We show ourselves at all times because we are not afraid, because we are going to keep on going, and they can take their ban and do whatever they need.
The mainstream media is also doing its part to fuel the fire by suggesting that the Trump administration is not doing enough to respond to the presence of Russian military personnel in Venezuela. And they are even alleging that although multiple U.S. officials have criticized involvement from Moscow, the lack of aggressive action is making Washington look weak. When asked about the situation, President Trump referred to Venezuela as a big fat mess and told reporters he plans to talk to President Putin about it at some point. And for now, Guaido is calling for his supporters to come together in a mass demonstration on April 6th to force Maduro to resign. He referred to the mission as Operation Freedom, a term that is incredibly similar to Operation Enduring Freedom, which was coined by the Bush administration to describe the United States' war on terrorism.
Rachel, there's also a meeting taking place later today between Vice President Mike Pence and family members of several Citgo oil executives. So what can you tell us about that?
That's right. So this meeting is set to be held at the White House today, and it will involve Vice President Pence along with the family members of 6 executives who were arrested and have been in jail in Venezuela since 2017. Now, these executives were taken into custody during a corporate meeting in Caracas, and they are being accused of money laundering and embezzlement. However, Pence has said that they were wrongfully arrested, and he has referred to them as political prisoners. So it remains to be seen just what Pence will say and if he will issue any sort of ultimatum to the Maduro government about releasing these prisoners. However, as we know, Pence has been very supportive of opposition leader Juan Guaido and very critical of the Maduro government. So we'll see what comes out of this meeting and if it continues to increase tensions between the Maduro government and the United States.
Hey YouTube, thanks for checking out our channel. We hope you enjoyed the video. We have tons of content for you just like this. For more of RT America's one-of-a-kind news and analysis, be sure to subscribe and never stop questioning more.